Right now I'm just focused on my recovery, and I just wanted to thank the first responders, Eskenazi Hospital, I'm sure you're gonna hit some, Marion County Sheriff, and the Indianapolis Police Department, Metro PD. But I'm focused on my recovery, and I want to see my wife, I want to see my son, my two baby girls.
All right, so we're not getting a lot from the defendant there. Again, no surprise. But we see the surveillance video. How critical, from your perspective, is the surveillance video? Are any eyewitness accounts? When it comes to both sides of this case.
The video in this case is absolutely the central evidence because it's going to confirm any recitations of what happened. And that consistency, the confirmation of testimony with the physical evidence of the video, that's what creates a burden that's easy to carry. Whether that's on behalf of the victim, whether that's on behalf of the defendant or the state in the prosecution, because there's multiple different cases and factors at play in this situation. When it comes to his statements, no one's surprised we're not hearing much. What does the most guilty person in the world scream? I'm innocent. And there's nothing you can add to the conversation when it's automatically going to be held against you. So being silent, definitely in Mr. Sanchez's best interest. We expect to see more progress on the criminal case, including some scheduling, but we also are very closely watching the civil claims behind. This is a multi-million-dollar civil case that's inextricably linked to a criminal prosecution.
Absolutely. I do want to talk to you about the civil case. But first, when it comes to, this felony battery charge that Sanchez is facing, in addition to several misdemeanor charges, do you think it ultimately will go to trial? Do you think there's likely to be some sort of plea deal in all of this?
I think it would be almost malpractice to not dispose of this prior to a trial. Mr. Sanchez has virtually no record. This is a really serious incident, but everybody in their life has the occasional speed bumps. And as long as they deal with it in a progressive and aggressive manner, getting out in front of the issues, presenting mitigation, comparing his case to the other thousands of similar cases across the community, that's how the state and the defense are going to reach some sort of an accord that will prevent a public trial. But of course, part of that depends on the attitude of the prosecutor, and everyone's waiting to hear how aggressive the prosecutor chooses to be or chooses not to be. If the prosecutor approaches this case just as he would with, or she would with, any other normal citizen, it's going to be smooth sailing, and I expect a reasonable resolution not involving any prison time or anything like that. Only if there is a fight would we see more aggressive actions in the public sphere.
All right, so Joshua, you brought up another aspect in all of this. Sanchez, along with Fox Sports, facing a civil lawsuit from the alleged victim, 69-year-old Perry Tolle. Sanchez was in Indianapolis, of course, for Fox's coverage of that October 5th game between the Colts and the Vegas Raiders. Obviously, he ultimately did not call that. He was in the hospital. What do you expect out of this civil lawsuit?
I believe there's going to eventually be a substantial monetary settlement. The injuries against Mr. Tolle are severe. We've got his statements and his appearance to the police. That's going to basically sketch out what a plaintiff's case would look like. That this is somebody on duty doing their job, being a regular person when they are accosted by an allegedly severely inebriated, wealthy individual who then attacks. There is a self-defense with pepper spray, followed by additional attacks, followed by an eventual stabbing because the aggression from Mr. Sanchez was unending. That makes for a very strong civil claim since he was on the job. That's why he was in Indianapolis. His employer is going to potentially have liability. There's going to be a big fight over whether Fox and his other employers are responsible for his actions at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning while not at a stadium. But in all likelihood, that all gets collapsed into a universal settlement that protects the best interests of Mr. Sanchez, his employers, and everybody else involved.
Yeah, a lot of money potentially involved here. All right, attorney and legal analyst Joshua Shepard, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You as well. Well, News Nation cameras